All right, we're going to do 38 through 43. Finding the solution to the equation. We have a quadratic equation, and there's various methods we've learned to solve quadratic equations. Here, this is not factorable, so let's go ahead and see if we can just plug it into the quadratic formula. We have negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Simplifying that gives us negative 2 plus or minus the square root of, we have 4 minus 8, so that's actually a negative number, negative 4 divided by 2. We know as soon as we see this negative inside the square root, square root of negative 1 is I, so this actually is equivalent to negative 2 plus or minus 2I, divide that by 2. And then reducing, all of these are divisible by 2, so we can reduce that to negative 1 plus or minus I. So negative 1 plus I, and then negative 1 minus I are our answers. Here we have an equation, and we don't have common denominators at this point, so let's see if we can first make all of these equal to the same denominator. Common denominator, common denominator would be x squared. So on this first one, if we have a denominator of x squared, that means we need to multiply the numerator by x squared. And here, if we want the denominator to be x squared, we need to multiply both by x. So 3x over x squared. Now that all the denominators are equal, we can now state that the numerators x squared plus 1 has to be equal to 3x, since all our denominators are the same. So solving this quadratic equation, x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. Let's plug that into the quadratic formula, since this is not factorable. So negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared is 9 minus 4ac over 2a. So simplifying that, 3 plus or minus, 9 minus 4 is 5. So 3 plus or minus 5, all divided by 2. So this would be answer A. All right, let's look at 40. We have two numbers with the following properties. The second number is 3 more than the first number. The product of the two numbers is 9 more than their sum. This is a problem where you could work backwards and just figure out which one of these would match both of these statements rather than starting from scratch and solving it. So let's look at statement number 1. The second number is 3 more than the first number. That's true for A. The product of the numbers, so if we multiply these, is 9 more than the sum of these numbers would be negative 9. This is not a true statement. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out A. Let's look at the second one. The second number is 3 more than the first number. That is a true statement. But the product of the two numbers, let's check that, is 9 more than the sum of the numbers. That is a true statement. So it would be B.